Welcome to Amsterdam. We have pancakes, wooden tulips, jenever, kayaking, great art, and even hot chocolate ahead. So let's get started, as we often do, at the airport. Heading to the train to go downtown and maybe find the coffee and pie bar. Our journey to the hotel began hopping into a crowded train into the central station. Okay, we're here. So we're gonna walk to our hotel, maybe get a bike on the way, hopefully get some pancakes on the way. No dice on the bikes, but total success on the pancakes. And of course, pancakes weren't gonna be our only stop. Somewhere under Madame Tussauds was the original dam that gave its name to this Dam Square. Unfortunately for us, we missed tulip season, but that's not the only thing you might want to find at the flower market.
I need some wooden tulips. Yes. 5 or 6. Okay. Yes.
So it is currently about 1 o'clock, 1:30. We've been up since 3 when we went to the airport. We got to the central train station. It was only about 2 miles to our hotel, so we figured we'd walk. We're about halfway. It's been a bit of a long day so far, but we're right now in Vogel Park or something like that. Really pretty spot, and apparently where all the backpackers and hippies used to sleep back in the day. Now it's full of bicyclists, pot smokers, and dog walkers. Despite the construction outside, the Apple Inn Hotel where we stayed was really nice and totally comfortable. And after having gotten essentially no sleep for a long time, we were ready for a nap. Yeah, you want to head on in? More or less refreshed, we set out to try jenever, the inspiration for what the English would later call gin. Jenever expert Johannes lays it out for us.
20% grain, and it's smooth, also a little bit yellow. Because of all the other bottles you see are barrel. You try this, you don't know what it is, you think you have a beautiful single malt whiskey. This one is much darker, 2 years on oak, 50%. I'm not saying it's better, it's different.
What do you think? So, now that you've tried jenever, what was your take?
It was great. It was not at all like what I expected. It was really delicious.
Me either. I was kind of expecting it to be pretty gross. And the young one tasted like tequila, of all things.
Yep, and the aged one in barrels tasted like bourbon. You can't go wrong.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
We will definitely be back.
Yes.
Okay, we just finished up spending about 30 minutes with my 2000 Blue Guide to Amsterdam studying up on gables. Just like this one right here on this building. What kind of gable is that?
It looks like a spout gable to me.
I think it is. Maybe it's 17th century, who knows? Somebody's marijuana plants growing on the balcony. in the middle of town. A vending machine full of fried fast food. What more do you need to know? The button. Button. The canals are beautiful, but they're in bad shape. Lots of them look like this, held together with sheet piles. It's a temporary fix, while Amsterdam spends $500 million fixing more than 4 kilometers of canal side and more than 27 bridges. Morning, second morning in Amsterdam. We are back at the central train station on our way to our water safari. We're going to take canoes through the wetlands, look at cows, see what there is to see. That's a problem. So we accidentally overshot our bus stop. Now we are in Amsterdam and we have to catch a bus back to Watergang. And the next 3 buses don't stop in Watergang. The 3 buses that went by on our way to this train station, or bus stop, they're all stopping in Watergang. Anyway, it's gonna be all right. We've got the correct bus stop, and now we're walking through this impossibly cute little neighborhood to where we're meeting our canoe guide. So, just got off the phone with our Wetland Safari guide. We're at her house. She's back in Amsterdam, where she's expecting to meet us at the bus stop. So that was my mistake, anyway. So now we are at her place, and we are gonna wait in the garden for her to show up. Majel, who owns Wetland Safari and guides the trips, has a couple of cats that kept us company while we waited for her to get back from the train station. It was only a couple minutes, and then we were off. The reeds and moss bind together to form floating islands that bounce. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, I can feel it over here. Back in Amsterdam, Jamie learned about a new way to make hot chocolate. Chocolate on a stick, plunked directly into hot milk.
So my chocolate on a stick. Stir it up in the hot milk.
One thing I like to do when I'm overseas is find Tintin books in local language, and I'm hoping that this place here is going to be a winner for that. Needless to say, a winner indeed. I picked up a Tintin. It was apparently printed in the original colors or something like that. Really cool. Okay, good morning, day 3. We are heading to the Rijksmuseum to see some famous art. The featured exhibition at the Rijksmuseum was called Revolutie, and it was centered around the Indonesian struggle for independence in the late 1940s from the Dutch. It features contemporary exhibits as well as pieces from the time that were created by people involved in the struggle. Propaganda pieces, that kind of thing.
Itu bukan kanvas yang beneran. Kalau tidak salah itu dari di atas.
Revolutie was heavy, and some more lighthearted, whimsical pieces were refreshing. So, this exhibit is a clock that is keeping correct time. It has a little video of a guy who goes in and draws the time manually. So apparently the 14th century temple guardians behind me from Japan are kind of sculptures with sound. Their mouths each forming a different syllable. Foreshadowing the Van Gogh Museum, a sketch of the potato eaters. For many visitors to the Rijksmuseum, Rembrandt's The Night Watch is the main event. It's housed in this large contraption while it undergoes years of restoration. So this is the Holocaust Names Memorial. Before World War II, there was something like 140,000 Jewish people living in Amsterdam. 102,000 of them were killed in the Holocaust. Just unimaginable. And this memorial includes the names of all of them. On our last day, we hit the Van Gogh Museum on the way to the airport. It's an amazing place with hundreds of Van Goghs and a lot of paintings by other artists whose work would influence or affect Van Gogh in some way. These inspired the potato eaters, seen here. On the way home, I reflected. For me, our tour highlighted the weight of history that bears down on the city in both the physical sense of the crumbling infrastructure that struggles to contain and control too much water, and in a human sense as the country faces its colonial past with clear eyes. Tourists flood this well-developed, beautiful city where nearly everyone speaks perfect English, and the hotels and trains are plentiful and clean. Unlike many places, here they must keep a careful balance between the varied appeals of history, architecture, and art on the one hand, and the sex tourism and the partiers lured in by legal drugs and prostitution on the other. I think there is nowhere else on earth quite like Amsterdam.